Everyone, thanks for having me at TechChill. My name is Philipp. I'm one of the co-founders at Rebel Meat, and we're on a mission to make meat sustainable. Because folks, we have a problem. Current meat production really is not sustainable. It uses a lot of land, often in rainforest areas, that we use to produce the feed for the animals that we grow, even here in Europe. We use a lot of water and also pollute a lot of it while doing so. And of course, as we all know, meat production, especially beef production, creates a lot of greenhouse gas emissions. Finally, billions of animals around the planet are exploited in an industrialized meat production system. People are more and more aware of that. I mean, we read in the news all the time, and people start to really have a big demand to change that system. For example, in Austria, 50% of people say they want to eat proactively less meat next year. And according to how the question is asked, there are quite significant numbers all around Europe. These so-called flexitarians are a really interesting target group because they eat a lot of meat right now, but they are willing to reduce it. And you might think, well, I mean, there is a whole lot of solutions out there, and these people can eat less meat if they want to. For example, with the growth of meat replacement products that we've seen in the last years. However, looking at the actual figures, we realize meat replacement products are actually still very, very niche. In Germany in 2019, they only represented 0.6% of the total meat market. That means 99.4% is still old conventional meat. And most of it, by the way, not organic, oftentimes in very, very poor production circumstances. Also, the number of vegetarians and vegans, for the most part of Europe, is quite stable. Again, here the number for Germany, vegetarians around 9% of the whole population. So we see the biggest part of the solution is actually to bring those meat eaters to eating less meat, rather than trying to add a couple of percentage points of vegetarians. Now, we asked ourselves, if people want to eat less meat, but they don't actually do eat less meat, what do they want? And we talked to many of them, and what they told us is, well, we want our food in general to be more organic, more back to nature. We want to eat less, and we want to eat better meat. That's super important. We want to know where our meat is coming from, and we want to know that the animals are treated fairly and well. And finally, we want products that don't have a very long ingredient list, that don't use artificial flavors or any artificial ingredients. That's actually a problem with many meat replacement products. Short answer is, what people want is delicious moments and peace of mind. So they want to trust the brand that what they eat is a fair and sustainable product. There is actually a very good approach in agriculture that creates fair and sustainable products, also from animal farming. It's called regenerative agriculture, and what it basically does is it creates systems where animals that graze on the land can actually contribute to building up the soil, building up the CO2 levels in the soil by actively taking CO2 out of the air, putting it back in the ground. And it actually creates, it is very good for the climate, for the soil itself, and also, of course, for the animals, because they have a lot of space and they can be in their natural habitat. The problem is it's not possible at the current meat consumption levels, because we want to eat so much meat has to be produced, and therefore we cannot have enough space for all the animals grazing, like this happy cow here on this green meadow. Now, it basically comes all back to the meat consumption levels. That's why we made this our mission. We want to help people reduce their meat consumption to 300 grams per week per person. For example, in Austria, that's a quarter of the current level of 1.2 kilograms. Again, less but better meat. Therefore, let me introduce to you our tool, how we believe we can make this possible. We call it blended meat, and we create products that consist of 50% meat, 50% vegetables. That means less meat but more taste, especially given the natural umami from some of the vegetables and mushrooms we use. That's better for you and better for the planet. We use 100% organic ingredients with full transparency down to the farm level. We use no artificial flavors and a fully clean label. And the whole combination is the perfect package for flexitarians. Now, we have created quite nice, I guess, product range for a whole lot of different meals. Especially now for the barbecue season, you can really enjoy your sausage, your burger, your meatballs, whatever you want, but also throughout the year, again, those delicious moments with peace of mind. And we actually mean it. This is a picture that we took recently when we again visited one of our farmers. And as you can see here, we don't play with green meadow pictures all the time. We also show how the reality works sometimes in organic farming. And here is the code where you can basically, when you buy one of our products, every of our products has this code where you can track really down to the farm level where your meat comes from. We also did a life cycle analysis on all of our products. So because we really strongly believe in science and we really want to know, is this actually worth what we're doing here? That's because we're really mission-based. We started the whole company not because we wanted to do the best sausages or the best meat patties out there, because we really strongly believe in the power of clean and sustainable consumption. Now, what does this actually gave us? It gave us a really, really strong team that is mission-aligned and that is fully committed. We ask a lot of our team, and everyone is super happy to contribute and to deliver at any stress level, because we all believe in this mission. It helps us a lot in business development. We started basically selling our products in gastronomy, and everyone who ever sold products in gastronomy knows this is super, super hard. This is basically going from door to door, talking to people who are very price sensitive, who get sold a lot of products. And if you don't have a mission to tell, it's really hard to convince anyone. However, if you have a mission and if you have a passion for your mission, then doors open and people are willing to talk to you. People are willing to actually think in new ways, maybe even pay more than they used to. And that is really a game changer in sales. This is not only true in gastronomy, it's of course also true if you talk to retail institutions. Of course, there are also sustainability initiatives. We just recently talked to a football club actually who wants to basically bring their emissions to zero, and they realize that the food and the canteens are of course also contributing to their footprint, and any tool they can use is basically welcome. So that is really a strong driver for business development. We, of course, also make use of the whole mission-based approach when we talk to investors. and when we talk to business angels especially, but also when there's so many funds out there that are actively looking for ESG investments, for climate relevant investments, and they also actually mean it. And we have also discussions with investors regarding our footprint, not only about the marketing impacts of such a mission approach, but they really want to know how much CO2 can you actually save. Is this not cannibalizing 100% plant-based meat? What is the actual net outcome? And these are exactly the kinds of conversations we want to have and we need to have if we as a society want to move to a better place. And so I'm super happy to have those kind of conversations. But of course, given the whole setup of our company as a mission-based startup, helps us very much in these conversations with investors, and of course also in raising public grants. So ESG conformity is more or less a common sense approach now when you talk to public grant institutions, and it's helped us to raise quite substantial money in product development grants, but also in marketing grants. Finally, of course, it helped us in media attention. I probably wouldn't be speaking here today if we just invented some new kind of well-tasting meat product. And that is also true for a lot of other conferences we're invited, and of course also for a lot of media attention, TV shows, podcasts, etc. So that really helps, and it's a strong tool. We also have quite a strong mission for the future. So we basically want to always offer the most sustainable meat version that is out there right now. So at the moment, it's organic meat mixed with plants and potentially moving to the regenerative agriculture direction. For some kinds of meats, for example, for poultry, it might be the case that cultivated meat or meat that is grown in a laboratory might actually be at some point more sustainable even. We'll have to see for the data to come out, but that's the space we're actively following. We're having discussions with a lot of different players. We actually have tried introducing cultivated meat into our products, because we believe actually that our blended meat products are the perfect enabler for these kind of products. And why is that? For once, this kind of meat will, especially in the beginning, be quite expensive. So if you only need less of the stuff to integrate into your blended meat product, then you make those products more affordable, and you make it possible to have those products for the mass market, and not only in a very small range of high-class restaurants. Second, having these kind of products and blended meat products requires some know-how in the blending technology, and that's exactly what we're building right now. So we're testing all different kinds of meat parts with all different kinds of vegetables, mushrooms, etc., and all different recipes and production methods. So basically, when it comes to cultivated meat, we will also have already the know-how available, and we will be able to build delicious blended meat products with cultivated meat inside that can really attract consumers in terms of taste, texture, structure, color, but also in terms of their shelf stableness, ability to be frozen, etc., etc. And finally, we are building the perfect brand for these products to be sold into. I mean, we're targeting flexitarians who like to eat meat, but who are conscious of their meat consumption. And I think that's the perfect target group, the perfect early adopters of cultivated meat buyers. So coming to a close, I thought a little bit about what are success factors for you out there if you're planning to also start, or if you're already working in a mission-based startup. And I basically thought a little bit about our experiences and what happened to us. And one of the things was, of course, you really have to believe in your cause, and really research everything, do all your homework in terms of science, in terms of data, in terms of reading, but also stay open-minded. I mean, for us, we basically realized about the concept of regenerative agriculture late in the process, I have to say. And for us, it was at first very hard to believe that there is a concept where beef agriculture can somehow be sustainable. Because at first we always thought, okay, the less meat, the better. And when we got introduced to this concept, we were very skeptical, and we originally kind of rejected it. But then the more we thought about it, the more we dove into it, because we were open-minded, we actually realized that this is actually strongly supportive of our mission, because to move to regenerative agriculture, you need to decrease meat consumption. So now it actually is, from a systemic point of view, a very round and clear picture, but we had to be open-minded to realize it and not reject different ideas that basically were in the beginning quite contrary to what we believed and what also was our mission. In terms of hiring, I'm really proud about our team right now, and we never looked too much into previous skills or CVs, but we really hired for team fit and mission alignment. So that was the most important part, and I think this really pays off in stressful times. This really pays off when the numbers don't go as you planned. The team is really aligned and really helpful in every aspect of the startup. Third, be authentic. And there's many situations where sometimes people expect something from you, where you probably think you should say something or do something because it might look good for the mission. Don't do that. Just do what you really believe in. But about those things that you do, over communicate. I mean, it's oftentimes this whole mission-based concept and also innovative products, they're very complex, they're very strange for some people. And the only way to overcome this is really communicate a lot. And we do this, for example, with very much content marketing. We have a person who does nothing else but content marketing, which is quite a big investment for us at our stage. But we really believe that is one of the core key success factors to make sure people who follow you understand what you're doing, why you're doing this, because this concept of people don't buy your product because of what it is, but because of why you do it. And I think there's a lot of truth in it, and there's no point in not asking the right questions and telling your community about it. Finally, be stubborn on the mission, of course. So, of course, you want to achieve what you want to achieve, but be pragmatic on the details. So what I want to say is you won't be able to be perfect in every little detail. For example, we do use plastic packaging because that's the industry standard, and we have to use it right now to get our products on the market. But of course, we don't really want to do that. For us at the moment, it's the only way to be present in the market, and we believe we have a much bigger impact by using those products right now. So be pragmatic when it actually comes to achieving your goals, but be stubborn on your mission. And with that, thank you so much I wish you all the best with your own ideas, and let's stay in touch and connect. Thank you.